I'm Teja Gerken, and the guitar I'm holding here is a Powers A-type, designed and conceived by Andy Powers, who is of course better known as the CEO, president, and chief luthier of Taylor Guitars. This guitar is made at the Taylor factory, but they've decided to sort of brand this as a Powers guitar because it's really his project. It's almost like a side project, and he's kind of described it as being like a solo album of someone who's usually playing in a band. And I think that's kind of an apt description of what's going on here. Other than being made in sort of a special area of the Taylor factory, this guitar really has little to do with the Taylor guitar, and as such, it really makes sense to think of it as a Andy Powers instrument. And there's a lot of really interesting things going on this guitar. Now, the reason I am surprised to find myself here with this guitar is I'm not an electric guitar guy. I have electric guitars and I play them at home from time to time. I used to work in retail and sold all the electric guitars by all the major brands. So it's not that I'm not familiar with them, it's just I don't gig with electric guitars. And when I first was approached to do a demo of this guitar, I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to get someone in here who can really play on electric guitar and kind of show it the way an electric guitarist might approach it. And then I had the guitar at home for a few weeks and I just enjoyed playing it so much. And then I was talking with Andy during a quick visit down at the factory a few weeks ago, and I sort of explained how I was approaching the guitar and how much I was enjoying it. And he kind of encouraged me to talk about it from the perspective of an acoustic guitarist. And I also think that if you're seeing this on Peghead Nation, chances are you are a little bit like I am too. You may have some familiarity with electric guitars, but it's not your main thing. So I just wanted to sort of go through what makes this guitar special and why I'm enjoying playing it so much. So first off, I'm going straight into a Fender Hot Rod Deluxe amplifier here. The only effect that I've got going is a Fishman AFX broken record looper pedal. So the signal path is really unobstructed, no effects. I don't have an electric guitar pedal board, so I figured I would just go straight in. And of course the guitar does sound great straight into an amplifier, and a good electric guitar should sound great with an electric guitar amplifier and nothing else. Giving you the option to add colors with your pedals after the fact, of course. So this is the Powers A-type guitar. Love the color of this instrument. It's available in a wide range of colors, also with some figured tops. And as you can see, it is a unique design, an original design. Of course, it's not uninformed by offset cutaway guitars that we're all familiar with. And there are many elements that kind of borrow from familiar guitars. But really, the overall design, I think, is very successful in terms of sort of standing on its own and being its own creation. And Andy Powers, of course, grew up in Southern California, and there's a lot of things sort of about Southern California culture, surf culture, skate culture, and car culture that kind of show up in the design of this thing. One of the coolest things about these guitars is that they're making almost all the hardware themselves. The bridge, the tremolo system, the pickups, even the knobs, which have this really cool kind of resin design made of this resin material that you might see on, say, a skateboard or something like that. Same with the knob and the end of the vibrato bar. The body looks like a solid body, but it's actually a hollow body design. The back is made from urban ash, which is a wood that Taylor has started using on some of their acoustic guitars, and it's part of an urban wood project that the company's been involved with. Trees that grew in urban San Diego, originally planted for shade, that have been harvested and are now being gone through, and the choice cuts of it are being used to create guitar parts. In some Taylor acoustics have used them for the back and sides. It's apparently quite mahogany-like, so that makes perfect sense for this kind of guitar. The top is maple, and it is hollow. and there are a couple of sound posts in there, and the top is braced. So it's really built a lot like an acoustic guitar, or I should say a lot more like an acoustic guitar than most electric guitars. The neck is made from mahogany with an Honduras rosewood fingerboard, and that's also slightly unusual for a guitar that is, shall we say, Fender-esque in its overall design somewhat. It has a short scale, 24 and 7/8 inches. That's the same short scale that Taylor uses on its short scale acoustics. Of course, we have a 3 on the side peghead, chrome and closed tuners. One very interesting thing about the fingerboard is that it's a compound radius, and I've seen different kinds of compound radii over the years. Sometimes there's a different radius at the nut or further up the neck. With this one, the radius kind of changes as you go from the bass to the treble, and it's very subtle. I certainly can't see it just by looking at it. But I think it does result in the guitar just feeling really great. And that is the thing that I kept coming back to playing this guitar. I've had Telecasters and Stratocasters over the years, and I've had some other electric guitars. And as I mentioned, I used to work in retail where I played a lot of guitars. And I just find this guitar so incredibly comfortable to play. And I think the neck shape, the neck finish, it's a very kind of a smooth satin finish on the neck that just feels really woody and really great. Jumbo frets on the guitar. And of course, it plays like butter. The short scale helps, and just the overall feel and vibe of the guitar just really attracted me to picking it up and playing it. I already mentioned that most of the hardware on the guitar is made in-house. Andy designed these single coil pickups, and they're built inspired by the Faraday cage concept. And that means that the coil is surrounded by aluminum, and it creates a special kind of shielding that makes these pickups a bit quieter than you would think of with single coil pickups. And even here in the studio, where I have lights and everything, not the cleanest power here either. Even when I'm turning up the volume, I'm getting a little buzz, but not nearly as much as I would expect with a lot of single coil guitars. There are two variations of these pickups, both single coils. This guitar has the PF42s, which are somewhat brighter sounding. They're partial Faraday pickups. There are also the FF42s. FF stands for full Faraday, and they also have an aluminum cover, and apparently those pickups are a little bit warmer sounding than these. I don't find these particularly shrill or not warm, but it would be fun to compare both of them, which I haven't had a chance to. I switched back and forth in the intro a little bit. If I'm starting out with just the neck pickup, and I kind of have the tone control in the sort of middle position there. Very nice kind of glassy, warm neck pickup sound. If I roll that back a little bit, if I roll this back all the way, do a convincing warm jazz sound with this certainly. If I open it all the way up, I get that kind of spunky elastic thing going on. If I switch to both pickups, and again I'll roll my tone sort of back into the middle, I get that kind of in-between two pickup sound. That's just such a great sound that cuts through. It works really well for single note or for funkier. Again, if I open that all the way up, I get a little more brightness. And then if I go all the way to the bridge pickup with my treble turned all the way up, great bright sound, would really cut well. And I would suspect that would work very well with an overdriven sound as well. So the other very cool piece of hardware on this guitar is this vibrato system. They call it the camshaft vibrato, and It's perhaps slightly Bigsby inspired in its overall design. What's very cool about this is that Andy figured out how to design it in such a way that the notes go down in pitch evenly. Some vibratos, you push down the lever and the notes all go down, but they all go down differently, so that you can't really play a chord and still have it be a chord as you go down. With this, it really works remarkably well. Let me just play an E chord here. And I'll keep going down on the vibrato. Very fun, and of course this is the kind of vibrato that works great for like surf sound. Just really works well, and then as I've been playing, it really returns to being in tune quite remarkably without any kind of locking nut or those kind of special designs. So cool design, works really well. There's also a version of this guitar with a stop tailpiece, so you do have the option of getting a guitar without this tremolo. So those are sort of the main basic design elements of this guitar. Again, it's a very unique design, very original instrument all around, and I think Andy's done a wonderful job creating this, and there are quite a few variations. And I should also say, I'm approaching this as an acoustic guitar player with an electric guitar. There are several videos on the Powers Electric website that really kind of showcase how the guitar sounds in a fully electric environment with pedals and different kind of amps. Some with Andy playing them, as well as some I suppose friends of his playing the instrument. So I would recommend a trip over there if you're interested in kind of getting the full range of sounds that this guitar is capable of. So, very fun guitar. Again, for me as primarily an acoustic player, I haven't had this much fun with an electric guitar in a long time, and I do from time to time pick them up at friends' houses or guitar stores, and just really kind of bonded with this instantly. I should also mention the nut width on this is 1 11/16, which is on the narrower side for an acoustic guitar, but actually on the wider side for an electric, so that also contributes to being just a very friendly instrument to play and hold. So tons of fun. Powers A-type electric guitar, and I would recommend you check them out at your Powers or Taylor Guitars dealer, and definitely go over to their website and see some of the videos that they have produced with this instrument as well. Let me go out and I'll loop a little bit more here and just sort of play us out a bit. If you are seeing this on YouTube, consider coming over to pegheadnation.com, not just for our gear demos, but our many lessons. We have over 70 courses, not just for guitar, but many other stringed and fretted instruments, and we hope to see you there. My name is Teja Gerken.